How do you actually calculate customer acquisition cost on Amazon? If you're a direct consumer brand owner, you've probably wondered this for a while because on your direct consumer website, whether it's Shopify, WooCommerce, anything like that, you own all of the data. You can see everything end to end and understand exactly where every single dollar is coming from and where every single dollar is being spent. Amazon technically gives you that data, but they don't make it easy for you to understand what you're actually spending and what you're getting out of that at all times. So this is going to be a complete walkthrough on actually getting customer acquisition cost on Amazon and all of the reports needed to actually generate that. So the first place that we're going to be starting here today, age-old business reports. So if you don't know how to get to business reports, super easy actually. All you have to do, click this little button top left, go to reports, then you head over here to business reports. Once you're at business reports, you're going to click right now. I'm doing detail page sales traffic by child item. I'm just going to do one singular ASIN here today just to make this a super easy and straightforward understanding. So one of the first things that we need to understand here is what of this business report makes the most sense to utilize. So we're going to be using units ordered, and we're also going to be using the actual product sales. So very first thing when we're looking at this, we also can see here total order items. A lot of people will get confused by the order items thinking they need to focus on that instead of units ordered. Promise you to focus on units ordered at the end of the day. So first and foremost, let's take this. So our units ordered, we're just going to do this. We're going to come over here. We're going to do units ordered biz report. And we are going to put this over a little bit. We're going to look here and we're going to see we're at 323. So we're going to put 323 here. Then we're also going to come over here and we're going to say, okay, ordered product sales, fantastic. We'll take that. We'll throw that in there. And we are at 4,197. Perfect. So we have $4,197 on this specific product. Now, you might think, okay, fantastic. I have this now. I can just go to my advertising and get everything I need. You would be wrong. The reason for that is that Amazon does actually track repeat purchases from different customers. Now, a couple of things to note as you are doing this and as we go forward in this, repeat customers are interesting on Amazon. The reason for that is that there are two different ways that Amazon actually looks at what is considered to be a repeat versus what is considered to be a new to brand customer. For anything that they're actually looking at in brand analytics and within your reporting for organic sale, Amazon only considers something to be a repeat purchase if somebody purchased it prior in the 90-day period from when they next purchased it. So it's only a 90-day run rate there. However, once we actually go into advertising, advertising considers anybody who hasn't purchased in the last 365 days to be a new to brand customer. So this is where things get a little bit iffy at the end of the day for the actual reporting side of things. However, what we'll end up doing here is we're going to come over, you're going to go down to brands, and from brands, you're going to go to your brand analytics. Once at your brand analytics, you can actually come over here to your customer behavior analytics, and you can go to repeat purchase behavior. Now, again, I'm using this from an ASIN view. You can do the actual brand view here as well, but you can see total number of orders here that you actually have. So we have 300. So we're finally getting that total orders. So we know our total orders are at 300. Fantastic. And then from there as well, we can see what the actual repeat ordered product sales are and repeat units. So right here, we're only at 4 for this brand for the single week that we're looking at it, but we're going to do repeat units 4. Fantastic. So we only have 4 realistically from our repeats here that we're actually going to be dealing with, which makes this significantly easier at the end of the day to do this calculation, as we don't have to take a ton out of this. Now, the final part of this is going to be looking at your actual ad spend. So we'll head over to your actual advertising here, and we're going to take 2 different sections. First and foremost, we're going to look at the product, and we're going to come over and we're going to see what do we actually have from a total spend perspective, a total order perspective. So we're going to say spend for the actual advertising for this time frame is this right here. So we're going to do ad spend right there. And then same thing again, we're going to look at it and we're going to say orders 135. So ad orders and then we're going to do 135 from that. Perfect. Now that we have all of these specific numbers, we can actually start to do the calculation. So when we're looking at customer acquisition cost, a couple of things to understand. So your customer acquisition cost actually equals out to being your total units. So you're looking at your actual total units first and foremost. From your total units, you are then going to be looking at the unique customers. So that's the big aspect here. So we're actually looking at unique customers minus repeat customers. This is important. So these total units are a good metric to go off of, right? So we actually know the total units is 323, but we also know the repeat units here are 4. So we have 300 orders total. Of these 300 orders, we had 323 total products sold, and then we had 4 of those products be repeat unit orders. So when we're looking at this, and this is our customer acquisition cost here, to understand, we furthermore are then going to divide that, right, by total ad spend. The purpose here is to basically take our total spend and understand how much are we actually utilizing here. Now, this is where you can differentiate between the idea of new customers versus, again, the repeat customers, or what this actually also identifies towards is tacos, right? So many people already know what tacos is, total advertising cost of sale. This is looking more at a blended / true customer acquisition cost when you're doing it in this capacity. So what we're actually going to do here is we are going to take our 323. So we're going to do a little calculation. We're just going to do CAC here. We're going to do equals. And from there, the actual formula that we want to do here is that we want to take essentially our ad spend here. So we're going to take our ad spend first and foremost. And then we are going to divide our ad spend from total new customers. So total new customers, we have repeat units. From these repeat units, again, we can actually see number of orders as well. So we actually have the repeat order here as well within that. So we already know this is 4 minus our total orders. So we're going to do divided by, and we're going to do our total orders here minus our repeat unit orders. Fantastic. So from there, we can see that our customer acquisition cost for new customers over the last week was essentially about $4.46. Now, one of the major things a lot of people might look at here is that this takes into account the idea of people that organically found overall, as well, what we're actually looking at. So there is a secondary way on Amazon to look at this, and that's only paid traffic and paid driven traffic, right? But the issue is that we can only realistically get that from our sponsored brands report, where we can actually run this report. And once we run this report, we'll be able to see from sponsored brands how much of that is actually new to brand traffic. Now, the problem is with new to brand traffic at the end of the day is that with it being sponsored brands, they only allow that. They don't allow sponsored products. So what I rather would do here is instead take our advertised customer acquisition cost, and we do the same exact calculation. So what we're actually going to do here, so we're going to do this ad spend again. We're going to divide that ad spend, and instead of just doing repeat units here, what we're actually going to do, because we can assume repeat purchases probably aren't being paid for, we can do our ad orders, right? So we can actually do our advertised or our total orders, and then we can minus that by our advertised orders. And that will actually give us what our total advertised customer acquisition cost is for ordered product sales. Now, the other aspect is that this is total product sales at the end of the day. For what we're actually looking at within the total product sales, we can see the 4,197. You can also look at this specifically from what the total actual sales volume was just for your advertised, right? So looking again specifically at this number, and again, we're going to be looking totally at the spend versus the orders within inside of this. You do get, obviously, your cost per click, which fairly low at the end of the day. But another way to look at this is essentially looking at what your actual conversion metric is. That's another way within the advertised cost per click to understand, because obviously your CPC being what it is, where we again can see your CPC is sitting here at $1.37, which makes a lot of sense. You know, we're sitting at $1.37. That's not bad CPC by any means. However, the primary issue is that it realistically is you then would just multiply your CPC here by your conversion rate, right? So if we're actually looking, our conversion rate here is 14.05. So if we look at that 14.05 number, right, we'll do that as a percentage here. All your actual customer acquisition cost is essentially understanding what your total number of the actual conversions are. So we can actually look at total clicks as well. And our total clicks are going to be this 961. And all you're realistically doing is looking at the 961 number. You understand immediately what your cost per click is. Your cost per click times your total clicks is just going to be your ad spend. And then you take your ad spend and you multiply this percentage by this to understand exactly where your actual advertised cost or customer acquisition cost is. This is the easiest way at the end of the day to do it. And the unfortunate part here, even when we start to get this report, you'll see a line item on this report. I'm not going to show it right now because it's going to take a while to actually generate, but you'll see a line item on the report that will show you new to brand customer orders on advertising from sponsor brand or sponsor display. Now, at the end of the day, that's not going to be a perfect math, but this is about the closest you will get to being able to actually understand. Now, a couple of different things you could also do here if you're somebody who is looking to try and actually understand customer acquisition cost on Amazon. Another aspect, we have a software in-house here at My Amazon Guy. It's a software we don't sell to anyone. We use it only for our customers and primarily our repurchasable CPG type brands. If you're somebody out there who is trying to understand what your true profit margins are on a product by product basis and how to actually calculate your customer acquisition cost to understand if your advertising is actually driving the type of sales you need, feel free to come over here to My Amazon Guy, book a call with one of my expert team members. We'll walk through, we'll pull all of your reports for you, connect you direct into our software solution, and give you a true, accurate customer acquisition cost across every single one of your orders and every single one of your products.